What's up, everyone? What's up, prototypes? This is Yuri, aka Russian Prototype. Let's hope that internet will work good today. Welcome to my live stream. I believe it's number 18. I can't believe it. It kind of feels surreal that we got some momentum going with this incredible community, and now this live stream is just part of my life, and hopefully it's part of yours as well. Today, we are talking about another juicy topic: how to make your significant other feel special. And let's take a look at what we have on the agenda today. Today, we're going to be diving into DMs again. We're going to, of course, engage with the community, the prototypes, and we're going to take questions, comments, and we're going to interact. As always, we're going to have live guests a little bit later in the show. I'm going to share with you my list to make your significant other feel special. Yes, that's my abbreviation for significant other feel special, SOFS. And then we're going to have some announcements. We're going to finish up the live stream with some announcements that you not going to want to miss. So stick around. By the way, before we get started and before we jump in, make sure to smash this like button, will you? No ghost watchers tonight. If you are watching, you are smashing that like button. Please give me a favor. Don't be a ghost watcher today. So without a further ado, let's go ahead and jump into DMs. I wanted to show you an example of a couple different DMs, and they could not be more different from one another. Yet, I think they're both fascinating in its own right. So let's go ahead and start with the first one. The first DM came from, I'm not going to name names, obviously. The idea here is just to show to show the message, right? To share the value. So the first DM came through, and of course, here we go. So that lady said, how do I know whether he really likes me? He always busy with his work. And so my response was, if he talks to you consistently, it's a good sign. Busy grown men are selective with their time and their attention. And she responds, yes, he did. He replied to all my messages, but that doesn't mean he likes me, right? Any other way I can check whether he seriously wants me? He's a Russian guy. You know, they don't, and very hard to express their feelings. And then there is another one. And the second one was, my response is essentially, yes, the other way is to read his mind. That was my response. Are there any other way I can check whether he seriously wants me? My response was, yes, the other way is to read his mind. I've been a little bit sarcastic here. And then my response, he's a Russian guy. You know, they don't, and very hard to express their feelings. I responded, men don't showcase feelings the same way that women do. Some don't at all. If he's replying to all your messages and speaking with you, isn't it enough indication that he likes you? So I wanted to share this with you because I deemed that very interesting conversation via DMs. And, you know, by the way, it's amazing to receive these messages from people. It's amazing that people even, you know, trust me enough or consider me worthy of knowing my opinion. But I think there is a bigger conversation here, right? I love to bring up these topics in some of these points because I think there is a true value in these settled points for everyone, or for a lot of people at least. So my point is, the question is, how do I know if he really likes me? That was the question, right? The response was, is he talking to you? Is he being attentive? Is he being considerate? Those are the questions in my mind. If you answer yes to those questions, he probably likes you. Bottom line. What I would like to tell to everyone is, stop trying to mold someone to the image you created. Because if that's the case, he may never be good enough. Let me repeat this one more time. Stop trying to mold someone to the image you created. because he may never be good enough. Okay? And so, how does it relate to today's topic of discussion? How to make your significant other feel special? Accept him. That is the answer. How to make him feel truly special? Accept him. And if you cannot accept him, you really have a question on your hand. Why are you with him? If you are not willing to accept the person the way he or she is, why bother? Why bother? Real talk. Let's go ahead and move to the next DM. I'm going to get to your comments in just a second, but let's go ahead and take a look at the other DM that I wanted to share with all of you. Let me bring up this other screen so you can see what's going on. And this other DM truly touched my heart in a different way. Yuri, thank you so much for your videos and advice. You really helped me understand my relationship with my Russian boyfriend and give me more ideas to make him happy and make our relationship closer. Thank you so much for your wisdom and care in making these videos. I am really grateful. So first of all, this right here is a big reason, why I think this community is amazing. There is a huge reason, to continue with creating these videos and hoping that someone can benefit from these videos. It's sort of a validation, if you will, that it does benefit someone out there. And this is what makes it all worthwhile for me. So I wanted to make sure that I communicate that first and foremost. So next, let's dissect this a little bit more. I'm not just going to make a comment and then don't say nothing else. So thank you so much for watching my videos. Thank you so much for watching my videos, to every single one of you, first and foremost, because without each and every one of you, there would be no live streams, there would be no room to interact, there would be no opportunity to share experiences. So thank you. Secondly, I wanted to kind of zoom in on this particular concept, right? That the fact that it is not just the advice, it's the execution of the advice. It's similar to ideas in business. You can go on internet and gain thousands of ideas all around us, ideas popping into our head every single day. So what? You might have the best idea in the world, does not mean jack shh, unless you're willing to work and execute the idea. And same thing with the relationship. You might have the best piece of advice, and I don't even care who this piece of advice comes from. You might have the best piece of advice in the world, wise, intelligent, practical. Unless you're willing to put this advice into practice and work to execute this advice, and don't mean nothing. So why I say this, props to this lady who watched the videos, who took the value out of the videos, and who was able to apply this and actually willing to do the work. Which takes me to my next point. The credit goes to people who can execute. Always. Because a lot of people will have great ideas, and there are a lot of great ideas out there. The question is, can you execute these ideas? That's exactly what I wrote next. Not only can you execute it in your mind, can you execute it in a relationship? If you answer yes, more power to you. More power to you. And guess what? You can experiment with that stuff. You can experiment and see what really works and what does not work. Just because you're executing an idea that you've seen in a video, does not mean that you have to live with that idea for the rest of your life. No, you can try it out. But if you choose to try it out, go in it all the way. Don't half-ass it. Don't say, I watched the video and I kind of want to try it. No, if it seems valuable to you, go all the way. Give it 100 before you judge it. All right. The prototypes, my lovely people, my lovely community. Let's see what people are saying. Let's see what people are saying. And let's see who is here. Zangieff is here from Russia. What's up, my friend? Happy to see you here. Appreciate you joining. Hello. Your mother is here. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. West Coast of United States here. Brina. Brazil is in the house. Princess, Michigan is in the house. Love it. Jane is in the house. Lindsay is in the house. Felicia is in the house. Hello. Hello, hello. Thank you for being here. Letitia is in the house. Nick Stratus is in the house. I believe you're in Canada. Correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. Sam is in the house. UK is in the house. I should be highlighting you. What am I doing? Let me back up and let me do it again. Zangieff, Russia is in the house. Your mother in the house. West Coast. Brian is in the house. Brazil. Jane, I'm not sure where you're at. I'm so sorry, but you are in the house. Thank you for being here. Lindsay's in the house. Georgia, USA, I believe. Felicia is in the house. Alabama, USA. Thank you for being here. Letitia is in the house. Brazil is in the house. Nick, I believe Canada. Again, sorry if that's not the case. Princess is in the house. Michigan is in the house. Here we go. Sam, UK is in the house. We have an international community over here. This is amazing. Amazing, amazing. Masha is in the house. Germany, Europe is in the house today. Appreciate that very, very much. Ruby is in the house. I forgot where you're from. If you told me again, I apologize, but thank you for being here. Shrimp Stew is in the house. Philippines, I believe. Asia is in the house. Wow, it's so amazing to have so many incredible individuals here. Thank you for being here. Had to acknowledge you all. Let's see. Let us see. Nick Strauss says, if he really likes you, he will ask you to never share your cooking with anyone else, especially if it brings them peace. Can you imagine this conversation? Be sure never share my cooking with nobody. Oh, your cooking. I'm sorry, your cooking. Dear, be sure to never, ever share your cooking with nobody else. Just me. I want it. Nobody else might have it. Nobody else should have your cooking. I love it. I love it. Shrimp Stew, virtual hug. Virtual hug to all of you. Boom. Virtual hug. Love it. Princess, accept him 100%. You will take joy in his joys. Indeed. Indeed. Acceptance. So easy to say that, so difficult to actually do it. If you're able to accept someone at 100%, people can feel that. People can feel that. And that creates a completely different experience in the relationship. Thank you for your comment. Zangieff, I would say that the man should be the initiator. It's not that much important whether he responds or not. Question is, does he write shaking my SMTH first? In my opinion, try not to write for some time. I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Man should be initiator. And then you have to see how the conversation go. It's not always about who responds first. It's about whether or not the communication is consistent and both parties actually care about communicating. I think that people need to learn how each person communicates. We're going to talk about this later today, but people are focused on themselves first and on their own needs a lot of times. And when that happens, people are unable to see how the other person operates. Which, look, I'm not blaming individuals. It happens. I think naturally we build to kind of like to seek this value for ourselves first. But we have to remember that it's two people involved in this deal. Love those somewhat hard edges about him. There may be a side he shows only you. Yes, I think it depends on the person. I think with some people, it's really going to take some time to be comfortable. Whereas with some other people, they open up rather quickly. Understanding who your significant other is, who you're dating, is paramount. Let's see where we're at on likes, should we? Don't think that I will forget. Oh, excuse me. Sometimes it's difficult to talk, especially live. Let's see what we got. 17 people, 16 likes. Ooh. Ooh, let me like my own screen. Make it live stream, make it 17. If you haven't smashed this like button, please smash it. Don't be a ghost watcher. Thank you so much for hanging out, and thank you for your amazing comments. Let's look. Our live guest hopefully will be coming in a few minutes. Until then, let's continue with the comments. Felicia said, accept everything, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Not too ugly, though. Not too ugly, though. Accept everything. Accept everything, and then instead of trying to change, give feedback. Tell me if you resonate with that. In the relationships, it's easy to get mad. When somebody's doing some stupid stuff, it's just easy to think like, man, this person is just stupid. What is this dumb that this person is doing? Right? It's easy to get that default reaction, isn't it? It's hard to have constructive conversations. It's hard to sit somebody down and say like, look, I care about you, and that's why I wanted to give you feedback. It's hard to do. So yeah, try to accept everything. If you haven't accepted something about your significant other, ask yourself a question: can you accept it? And if the answer is no, I think the writing is on the wall about this relationship. Oh, SM. Thank you. SMTH something. Did you see how much I struggle? I'm like CMH. I was like shaking my head like, no, that does not fit. Hey, Zangieff, you are very Americanized now, man. You're not supposed to be doing it as a Russian man. You're not supposed to be doing these kind of abbreviations. And I'm supposed to understand them because I've been in America long enough and I still have trouble with that. So thank you, my friend. Thank you for breaking it down for me, because clearly I needed help there. Appreciate that. Amazing comments we have. While we're waiting for our live guests, let's look for more. I love the conversation that we have in the chat. Thank you for that. Estrella is in the house, I believe, Mexico. Thank you for being here. If he shows you interest in your daily life. Yes. Yes. It's easy to show interest when you look good. It's easy to show interest when you go on this fancy cruise together, on this very cool trip together, right? It's easy to show interest when you go to a 5-star restaurant and when you have money to spend. It's easy. Anybody can do it. Try to show interest when you wake up in the morning and when you look not your best. Try to show interest when you have to go grocery shopping and you have to create a list for groceries. Try to show interest when you have to walk somebody's dog. You like that sound? It's not easy to show interest in the daily life. Your videos teach me how to care and love my Russian man more and more. Look, that means the world to me. I'm not kidding you. Hearing those comments, like, it's incredible. It's incredible. That makes me so happy. It makes me so excited. It makes me full of joy. It makes me feel like there is some sort of person that I'm fulfilling on this earth that is helpful to other people. So thank you so much. Brazil is in the house. We have flags. We have flags. We have 2 Brazilians. We're making a community. Kansas City. God dang it. You probably told me before, Nick. I'm sorry. I don't know what I thought it was Canada. You told me that before. I apologize. I got to really get it in my head. Missouri. Missouri is in the house. USA, baby. Let's go. The backwoods of Alabama. Backwoods. That is... yeah, you have venison over there. I know. You be shooting at the deer over there, so it must be backwoods. Oh my God, your mother is in the house. I need to change my name. West Coast. Who's in the house? Your mother is in the house. We can create a bunch of your mother jokes based on this. Who said that? Your mama said that. Brazilians are in everywhere, right? Yes, you are in a lot of places, but we'll love it. Keep them Brazilians coming. We'll love you. From Georgia, here we go. Ruby from UK. We have a couple of UK people over here. Well, hold on. More than a couple. Where's Jazz? Is Jazz here? Jazz is from UK too. So Ruby, Jazz, and Sam. Sam might have bounced already, but nonetheless, super cool to have you. Appreciate you being here. So, Brain cooked some Russian food yesterday, some kotlety, which is meatballs. She utilized the recipe I have on my YouTube channel. So, shameless plug. If you want to learn how to cook some Russian food, I have some recipes on my YouTube channel. Okay? So you can learn not only how to treat your man, doesn't have to be a Russian man. You can learn how to not only treat your man and treat your woman, treat your significant other. You can learn how to cook an incredible meal for your significant other. You're welcome. The problem is that I have no cooking skills. Skills are easy. Let me rephrase. Skills could be acquired. Skills is not something that you're born with. You can gain them, and now you can see all the information. You can gain all the information from the internet. So fear not, Letitia. We got your back. Braina got your back. She's telling you will learn with me, which is awesome and amazing. That's why I love this community. That's why I love you. I love it, and I love you. Felicia said it's easy to show interest when you both want to bang each other, but it's deeper than that. Than just that. Banging each other is the easiest thing in the world. And something that a lot of men desire. Most men desire. All men desire. Let's be honest here. Whether I'm seeing my guy, I feel like I've hit the lottery of sorts every time we are together, and the bonus was enough. It's an incredible feeling. It's an incredible feeling. Share more if you don't mind. Is it something that, is it an innate feeling that you've always had, or is it something that you had to teach yourself how to do? I'm curious to know that, because I think some individuals will have this innate feeling. this innate feeling of when they're meeting someone, they appreciate that person, they're happy to be around them. And then other people, they have to kind of work at it. You know, they have to kind of like learn how to go about it, how to create that feeling. And, you know, I think this is one of the most amazing things we have as human beings. We have capacity literally to evolve. We have capacity to learn something and then apply it into our life. You know, like you can literally gain a skill, Nick, like you were saying. You can start thinking, hey, I need to be more appreciative of someone. And then you can really put it into practice. What are the steps that I need to take in order to be more appreciative of someone? And then as it becomes a habit, your reality, your world is different. You're no longer the same person because you acquired a skill and then you apply the skill. And in turn, that skill emerged into a feeling. Isn't it crazy? We can do it as human beings. I think it's an kind of a not unrelated, not undisclosed, not, it was a word in my mind, something that starts with can't think of it. Underutilized, maybe it's underutilized skill and ability to have in general. We have 17 people watching. If you haven't, thank you for being here, first of all. If you haven't smashed this like button, please do smash this like button. Share this with someone who can get value, because we are connecting with the prototypes, the best community in the world. And we are going to give our, our live guest should be coming on any moment now. So hopefully she will be able to jump in and join. I will check my DMs in the meantime, make sure I'm not missing anything while I'm talking to you, because it's possible. Yep, she just said she's going to be joining in a minute. So just got a confirmation. So our live guest, I'll give you a hint, from Europe, will be coming on live. Amazing, amazing. Sam said I'm here as well. So thank you for being here. Elvia is here. Appreciate you being here. Why can't men learn how to treat us? This is a very, very broad question. Let me tell you. Some men knows, many men know how to treat you. The question becomes how to find a man who knows how to treat you. And get away from those that don't. Strong Ballerina is in the house. Appreciate you being here. I think when you are with the right person and you know that they feel the same way you naturally feel, appreciative and grateful, their presence is like a ray of sunshine in your life. I like that. I like that very much. I like that very, very much. Give me just a moment. Let me respond really quickly to the guest. Appreciate everyone being here today. Appreciate every single one of you being here today. We have a lot of amazing people here today. So Strong Ballerina, you hit the nail on the head. The more I live, the more I believe that it's about finding this one person. It's about finding someone that you're compatible with. Because there's someone out there in the world who should be able to get you, should be able to understand you. It's not to say that you shouldn't put in hard work. And that's why we're doing these live streams, is to educate each other, is to share ideas, is to grow from each other. So it's not to say that it's going to all happen like naturally, you know? No, like there's still going to be work, a lot of work, but there's also has to be some sort of like a natural connection, natural chemistry, I think, that is present with another person. So in my mind, it's about understanding another person, which we're going to talk about later on today. pretty extensively, I think. It's about understanding another person for sure. It's about going out of your way to do these things. But I also think it's about really finding your match. And once you find the match, you should know it from what I heard. And it looks like Felicia agreeing with you. Give him listening ears. That's a good one. I like that. We're going to talk about listening again. We're going to talk about that today. We will. Nick said, we have our alone time, movies, jam, or dinner, or even talk together. He's territorial about his piece of peace. This is good information. Territorial. He's protective, the other words, of his piece of peace. And I like how you're saying piece of peace. I like how you're saying it. Because as we talked about before, for a lot of men, peace will be everything. Peace would be literally the most important thing in a relationship. I know I'm one of them. It doesn't matter how beautiful you are if I don't feel peaceful in a relationship. Period. Period. Sorry, I just gotta respond. I love the thoughts. I really love the thoughts. I really love the thoughts. Appreciate your patience. I'm trying to get the live guest on board right now. Let's see. Okay, I got it. I got it. I think she's having a little bit of some technical difficulties joining, so we're going to continue with some comments. I will continue to respond to you. I'm so sorry. I wish that I could just assist you live and get you in here, but give me a favor. I'm assuming you're watching, but refer to the link I sent in the DM. So the link that I sent has technical requirements, specifications, how to join the live stream. So just kind of go through it a little bit thoroughly, because in that link it should tell you what your device should be in all the specs that you need in order to join. Okay, so try it again. I hope that you can still join. I really hope so. All right, Estrella, shower him with praise. Praise when are relevant, when they actually truthful, not for the sake of doing it, right? But when he does something well, or when he did something well, recognizing it, acknowledging the fact. I agree with that. Saturday, Cyber Prototype hugs once again. Where's my hand? Boom. Hugging all of you, the best community in the world. If you're just joining, smash this like button. Don't be a ghost watcher. Make sure to share this on your social media so people can get the value. Hugs. The most important, do not choke him. Do not choke him. Literally, do not choke your man. Do not choke your woman. Please don't. Man, it actually, it sounds so different when you say do not choke your man and do not choke your woman. Isn't it? This is just like the sound of it. Just to saying it even as a sarcastic remark sounds very different. Boy, oh boy. That tells you everything you need to know. You gotta really know the time and the place for the jokes and what to say in today's world. That's for sure. Your mother said, I love it because maybe we do not all agree, but no one bashes. It feels like a safe place. Yes, it is. And that's the most beautiful thing in the world, when you can agree to disagree. This is one of my mottos. I don't have to agree with what people are saying, but I can still openly share my opinion respectfully. Why not? Yes, there will be hard work. Both will mess up. If you have a great foundation that inspires gratitude and appreciation, when it's right, it's right. Indeed. Yes, indeed. Zangieff said, by the way, just made a shout out to you in my community tab. I appreciate that, my friend. I really appreciate that. Listen, would you like to join today? Would you like to be a guest for a few minutes? Looks like our other guest is having some technical difficulties to jump in. So, Zangieff, if you are interested, send me a DM on Instagram and I can bring you on as a live guest to chat for a few moments. But if you can't, no worries. I know it's a very short notice, so all good, my friend. But I appreciate the shout out very, very much. Spasiba. Thank you. We have Nessa from Guam in the house. Thank you so much for joining. This is Pacific Ocean. You got to understand, we have people from all over the world. We have people from Asia, from Europe. We have people from United States of America. We have people from the island in the middle of Pacific Ocean. You gotta love it. You gotta love it. Thank you so much for being here. Brain has said, Yuri, if a man loves me, will he invite me to his house, prepare dinner, and play late night checkers? Oh my God. I see that you watched my video about playing checkers. Brian, if a man loves you, every man loves differently. Just because man does not prepare dinner for you does not mean that he does not love you. Just because he does not invite you to his house does not mean that he loves you. That you have to get to know that man. You should get to know that man and seek to understand that man. My live guest looks like it's still showing that device not connected. So I appreciate you for keep trying to join, but it looks like it's continued to saying device is not connected. I'm so sorry you're having difficulties. I really wish. Yes, I see it. I see that something is not working. I appreciate the message. I'm here. If you can get on, I will still bring you on no matter what. Okay. Let's see. Felicia, two people in a relationship must be able to complement each other. You have to find was to make. You have to find was to make each other. I think you meant to say what to make each other feel really special. Yes. Not only that, but then really implement those things once you find it. Being able to practice that in a relationship. But I agree. But he has to provide peace also. If a woman reacts, he is branded as a bewitch. Just saying. Some men can handle even a gentle approach. If a woman reacts. So, strong ballerina. How woman reacts matters. If you, we're going to talk about it today again. I know I keep saying that, but I'm getting through all of the prototypes comments, and then we're going to talk about it because the reaction matters. One of the most important things to aim at your remark is how woman or man reacts. If you react in a patient, sort of respectful way to provide feedback, yes, that That should happen. If you react in a way that you lash out, yell at another person, or belittle another person, I'm sorry, but that's not appropriate. That's not going to work. Respect is mandatory. A level of respect is mandatory. I'm not saying people should be justified to call anybody bewitch or any bad names, but people also should not be justified to react in a way that can offend another person. Fair enough? I think so. Somalidas. Thank you for joining. What country are you from? Yes, I am single. Yes, I am. And it feels good. It feels good because I'm at the place of my life where I feel like I know more what I want and I don't have to settle for less that I want. And when I find it, it's going to be different. It's going to be keeping my fingers crossed. That's what I have in my head. That's the idea that I have in my head. We'll see. We'll see how it plays out. Thank you for your question and thank you for being here. Just smash the like button. Thank you. Did you smash the like button yet? If you just joined, did you smash the like button yet? Let's see how many likes we have. We have 21 people watching right now. 21 people watching right now. How many likes do we have right now? That is the question. How many likes do we have? 24. We're in a good place right now. Today is a good day. Today is a good day. Very good day. Okay, got you. Zangieff, I got your message. I appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you. All right, let's continue. My guest, I see you continue to try to join. No video. It's still showing me devices not connected. So, we can always try next time. I really appreciate you putting all the extra effort being here. You said 20, 30 minutes, you're going to be home and try again. If we're still here, if we're still going, let's do it. Try it again. Try it again. I appreciate your effort with that. Thank you so much for keep trying. I really, really do. Let's go through a few more comments and then I'm going to jump into my list and then hopefully the guest can come in a little bit later and join us. Such an amazing community here. So many incredible people here right now. I really appreciate you. I don't take any of you for granted. Thank you, every single one of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for engaging. The only way I know you're watching is if you leave a comment in the comment section. Otherwise, I only see a number in the corners. So leave a comment. Let me know where you're watching from. Say hello. Let's continue with this amazing prototypes community. Let's see. And by the way, Zangieff, if you want to jump in, you can. It can be just a sound, but we can also try some other time if you would like to be on camera. So let me know in the comments if you would like to just be on sound and just chat for a little bit. Let's continue. I'm scrolling down, looking at your comments. Good stuff. Cacto, Portuguese in Portugal. Portugal is in the house. Oh my goodness. Thank you for being here. Maybe you are. I'm not sure. That's amazing. That is amazing. By the way, I'm not your mother. Yes, we're growing. The community is growing. I have a special announcement towards the end. So stick around because I'm going to save my announcements for the end. So you want to stick around. You're not going to want to miss some of these things that's coming your way. Okay. So let's get through a few more comments. I mean, Strong Ballerina said, I mean, if you, I can't read. Brrr, rewind. Strong Ballerina, Yuri, I mean, even if you approach him calmly and he's upset, I've noticed that some men can't handle anything other than praise and affirmation. It's unfortunately, some people have that sort of personality, you know? Some people get upset, some people have bad temper. I am not sitting here and saying that there is going to be solution for everyone, you know? There is going to be individuals that are just going to be difficult in nature, unfortunately. And look, if this is bothers you, my question is there a way to find time, or let me put it that way, find time to have one-on-one conversation with him and to express how you feel? And if you don't feel like if he's not even willing to listen, which we're going to talk about today again. I keep saying those things. You are bringing up some amazing comments. You're literally in my head because I have a lot of points that you already brought up in your comments that we're going to talk about, right? If he is not willing to listen, just listen to a calm and reasonable feedback. Let me repeat. If he is not willing to listen to calm and reasonable feedback, Houston, we have a problem. Okay? Houston, we have a problem. So many comments. Oh my goodness. So many comments. I love it. Man, this talk about marriage reminded me that a guy was flirting with me last month. I was not into him. And I found out yesterday that he was getting married today. He even has a baby. Whew. That does not help the cause. It does not help to make men feel and make better, look better and make men feel better. It doesn't. But you know what, Letitia? You did not end up with him, so I guess that's a positive. Somali Das, I watch your videos a lot, but hardly message. I am your old viewer. I appreciate you very, very much. I hope you can join. Well, for one thing, don't ever hesitate to message. I'm always open for messages and conversation. And hope you can join more live streams. I really appreciate you being a subscriber and willing, watching my videos. I was going to say willing to watch my videos as if it's like a torture. Thank you to every single one of you for being willing to sit through some of these torturous videos. Oh my God, that's funny. Mari, I have noticed men say too much. I don't, oh, enough abbreviation, goodness. I don't care. Is that what it is? And I'm doing nothing for some reason. I think they don't care that such answers make others confused and uncomfortable. Look, this is actually very interesting stuff, right? Because I think at that point, if your man starts really responding like that, are you going to by default assume that he's just not a good person? Or are you going to try to figure out, what is the root of the response? Is it possible that men got fed up, got annoyed with these conversations? Are these conversations continue to happen? Is this approach something that's been going on forever? Like, or not even that, like what kind of approach been going on? That's what I would like to know. How these conversations being originated, right? Because like a reasonable, you would think that reasonable people would have time to listen to each other, but it goes both ways. Let's not forget that reasonable people would not continue to bring up. So this is what it gets complicated, right? Because it's a difference of opinion. It's a difference of perception. Because if to you, Mari, he's not reasonable for responding that way, why? Maybe in his mind, you are not reasonable for approaching him that way. And so I think meeting each other halfway, I think at least talking through to this point, and sometimes you need a therapist to get there. You know? Sometimes it's not so easy to just sit down and say, okay, let's talk and let's have a conversation, because sometimes you have this initial response. And this initial response could be quite damaging for both individuals. But there is a root cause. There is a reason why response occur that way. I'm not saying it's always you. Sometimes it's him. But I'm saying that, but it's not always him. It could be that it is not always him. Sometimes it's you. Sometimes it's time, maybe. Sometimes it's a habit. Sometimes it's breaking a habit. I'm not a psychologist. I'm just guessing here, okay? I'm just guessing here. Strong ballerina, a man that is so emotional or passive that they can't handle anything uncomfortable in their life without running to alcohol, stonewalling, etc. Strong ballerina, there is going to be a spectrum. There is going to be a spectrum of people, because I would hate to put everybody into this one same category. There is going to be men out there that have been abused as well. And there's going to be men out there who abused their significant others, right? So it is very difficult, like, just unless you look at one specific situation and you dissecting like a specific couple's behavior, it's really difficult to comment on it, because like we don't know the causes. We don't know the history. Why these things happening? We don't know what kind of emotional roller coaster that man is going through in his life. We don't know what kind of emotional roller coaster woman is going through her life or been going through her life, right? So to say that emotional or passive, that they can handle anything uncomfortable, well, what do we deem as anything uncomfortable? Because for me, for example, having a very loud conversations over and over again where we cannot reach a solution and we continue to have the conversations, for me, that's uncomfortable because it's disturbing my peace. So defining these things and being more specific about these things help people to have context, right? Absolutely, nobody would want a man who simply cannot, have a conversation with their significant other. But I can tell you that most men probably would not want a woman who would consistently approach them in an emotional way, in an emotional kind of way is a good word. What's wrong with way? So there's both ends of the spectrum here. Felicia said, I think men like that who respond in such ways just don't think they have to capacity to express emotions. Some may have become emotionless. Emotionless people. A lot of comments. Oh my God. Let's stop right here and let me get to my list, because I think otherwise I'm just going to continue. Sandra is in the house as well. Appreciate you being here. I believe you're in North Carolina, so more United States people is in the house. Zangieff, you said I'm okay with sound okay through the phone. All right, let me shoot you a link and I'm gonna bring you on really quickly, my friend. I'm gonna bring you on and we see if the connection is good and if we can do this. Hold on one moment. I'm gonna have to text it to myself, so hang tight. Hang tight, everyone. Let me do this. How's everyone's day going today? How is everyone's day going today? I hope that you are doing amazing. I really do. I am going to text it to myself, and then I am going to send you the link on the Instagram, my friend. And then you can join without video. And if connection is good, we will have the conversation. I will ask you a few questions, and then we'll go from there. I just send you a link. So let me know if you can jump on. Okay. Appreciate that. I guess this live stream will end up being a little bit longer than 1 hour. You know, when you have good conversations, time flies when you're having fun. Time flies. Sandra is in the house. Yes. Yes, she is. Letitia said he stopped following me after I showed no interest. That happens a lot, right? As much as I would like to stick around, I need to grab to smash. Chipotle is going. Thank you for joining. Chipotle is where it's at. Amazing stuff. Enjoy it, my friend. Thank you for hanging out. Elvin Martinez said, it sure does feel good to be single. All right, our guest, Zangieff, is in the house, so let's bring him in. How are you doing, sir? Can you hear me?
I'm already here.
Yes, you are. I can hear you well, actually.
Man, it was so quick, actually. Let me just quickly switch on the headphones so that there was no echo of your voice. I suppose, do you hear yourself right now?
Let me see. No.
Okay.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, I hate to hear myself. I hate to hear echo, so I appreciate you doing this. Yeah. So, my friend, how are you doing? We've gone to live stream on Instagram before, so introduce yourself to this amazing community. Who are you and what are you doing?
Yeah, well, what's up, people? I'm Zangieff, not yet Yuri, but still Russian made from Russia. Yeah, so I'm another Russian YouTuber. I come from Russia. I live in Moscow. I used to make some reaction videos, so I was reacting to some kind of compilations about the US, about different cultures, whatever. Now I'm trying to make some vlogs about Russia, about Moscow, about some Russian stuff. Well, that's it. I'm doing the live streams just as Yuri does. However, I see that actually you are doing a lot better than myself. I see that you have this great software, and that's really interesting. I do really appreciate this kind of feature that you can outline people's comments. This is something really I fell in love with right now. Yeah, so I definitely have to try this out as well.
Yes, absolutely. StreamYard, that little logo, try it. It's free, and absolutely, I love these features. It's the best thing to interact with community, to highlight the comments and have this conversation. So thank you for joining. So first question for you, my friend. You are a married man, correct?
Yeah.
So from your perspective, you know, from a married man perspective, how do you make your significant other feel special?
Well, I'm not only a married person as well. I'm a father of 2 girls, right? So the thing is that we actually have a lot of stuff to be done at home. Yeah, so we have a lot of things to be done with kids. Yes, and whatever. So I suppose that what you can do as a man, yes, is give a helping hand to a woman of yours, without kind of segregating of what is the man's labor, what is the woman's labor, that kind of stuff. So when I got into this relationship, yeah, because before that I had some other ones, yes, but I used to what did you say before that? Like bang? Yeah, this. Yeah, this nice word. Yeah, so that's what all the kind of relationship before that were about. Yes, well, now we are talking about some kind of responsibility and mutual respect. Yeah, so I learned how to, I don't know, wash dishes or switch on the laundry machine, because believe me, when I was living with the parents before that, that's a shame on me, but I had no idea how to do that. So that to kind of not to let down my how you say this, significant other, yeah, my wife. I learned how to do this. Maybe this is not something like you're listening to this now. Maybe this is not something special. This is actually that something that you have to do. Yeah, but for me, that was kind of a step further. I suppose that this is something that makes me able to show to my wife that I do care. That would be my answer.
That's great stuff. So you mentioned mutual respect, and that's something that I've been consistently bringing up in my recent live streams, and even in my videos. My question to you, and by the way, I wanted to also give quick background. It seems like even from the comments that I'm reading today, from a previous comments, it seems that a lot of women dealing with kind of disrespectful men, and just in general, not men from particular country, whatever, just with disrespectful men. So what I would like to know, given that you mentioned mutual respect, what made you want to respect her? Was there something in particular that really stood out about that person and you said you made a decision, I'm going to respect that woman?
That's kind of a hard question because I don't know, I suppose I got older, a little bit more mature, and I do think that I was brought up by my mom mainly. Yeah, so I have a father, he lives with my mom, whatever. Yeah, but she was always the center of she was the one to teach me some discipline. Yeah, I'm not kind of myself, I'm not a I don't know how to say it. So I'm quite a masculine guy. Yeah. Right, but on the other side, I was really brought up with this some kind of understanding that there is kind of a female world, yeah, that you as well have to take part in, yes, and be able to live within it and be able to respect everything done. Yeah, because actually I was brought up by women. Yeah, so I'm surrounded by women. So mainly, let's say now, my best friends. I don't know how this might sound. Yeah, but anyway, that's my mother and my wife. Yeah, so that's it. And I suppose that it doesn't matter whether you are talking about the female person, a male person, or whatever. If you just communicate with any person and you kind of respect this person, and you are not supposed to be kind of a bad person, an ignorant person, you would take care about anybody, whatever the gender is. That's my point of view. Especially if we are talking about the person who you love.
Yeah, I understand. So you mentioned being more mature. Do you think that being more mature is the experience, is the age, is the kind of like the knowledge that you gain with age? What's some of these things? Because I think this is very interesting for people to understand the kind of stages of maturation that we as men going through. It's important to highlight that a lot of men may be not ready to date. So when you said more mature, what's some of these things that really you can identify by being more mature man? What this has to do with?
Yeah. First of all, shout out to my man Jacob Tribal in the comment section. I see you. That's the guy from my community.
Nice, nice. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks for coming. So the thing is that actually, let's say, the relationship that I had before this relationship, yeah, we did not live together. Yeah, so I still stayed with my parents. She stayed with her parents, whatever. So I came to her. I used to spend some nights at your place, whatever, but we did not have a common, I don't know how you call it in English, like a household.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
something like this. So as long as I was let's say, when I started to have this kind of common household with another person, I started to feel, first of all, not responsible. Yeah, but first of all, maybe ashamed of myself that all right. So first of all, nothing happened. Yeah, I got used to. I know how this would sound. Yeah, but this is the honest point of view. This is my experience. Yeah, so I got used that everybody is doing everything at home. Yeah, so when I was brought up, there was my mom, there was my grandmom. Yes, and everybody was washing the dishes. Everybody did the cooking, all this stuff. The only thing I was doing was just having fun and playing computer games. Yeah, right. So when I started this kind of household with my now wife, yeah, so I did nothing as well. So I did not change because for me that was not common to be doing anything. Even like, you know, to help something, to help another person with something. Yeah, definitely I was brought up with this kind of understanding, but I never thought of, like, once again, washing the dishes, yes, washing the clothes, like mopping the floors, whatever. This kind of stuff was out of my scope. So then we
Mhm.
had some conversation, of course, with my wife, and she was like, you know, it's kind of hard for me to do everything. Like, there are two of us living here, and whatever, whatever. So just gradually, I don't know how this happened, but gradually, I did understand that, man, I'm such an asshole. Yeah, that if I do nothing, yeah, so I gotta learn. First of all, learn. Yeah, so advice number one for the man: don't afraid to ask your woman to give you help. Yeah, to give you advice on what to do something. Yeah, so now, for example, I can cook something. Before that, I didn't cook anything. Yeah, so I came to my wife and told her, like, man, I want to make that pie, but I have no idea how to make the dough. She said, I don't have any idea either, but let's Google it together. Yeah, that's the thing.
Okay, this is great stuff. So one thing that I wrote down as you were talking, you said you had conversation with your wife about house chores, about responsibilities. It sounds like she approached you and she was talking to you. A lot of things that we talk about on my channel and on these live streams is like the details, you know, like how these conversations take place and how people interact. So, do you recall, or not even that particular conversation, maybe, but in general, when you talk to each other, what are these conversations are like? Are they like is there a particular way that you approach and talk to each other? You know.
I'm really sorry. I'm just trying to understand the question itself. Maybe I'm just
So like,
having some.
so you know,
Yeah.
everybody as people talk differently. You know, sometimes you see people in the streets who are very aggressive when they talk to each other. Some people will be very polite when they talk to each other. So I'm curious to know, like, when you talk with your significant other, or when she approaches you to ask you for something, what are these conversations are like? How these questions are being formed? You understand what I mean? Like the kind of the
Okay.
method,
Okay.
the approach of the having the conversation, because these conversations could be difficult to have. Imagine like me asking you to do something. It's not easy for me to ask you to do something that I want you to do. So how does she, or how do you approach her when you having these conversations, you know?
Well, I would say that something in average. Yeah. So first of all, we don't have this kind of not abusive relationship. I don't know how to call this, but she doesn't come to me with the frying pan saying, "Hey, you gotta do some household chores." Yeah. Otherwise, you know. Yeah. On the other side, yes, she doesn't come to me like, "Hey, darling, please, could you like?" Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Nah. So it's like something like, you know. I'm already the family man with the experience. Yeah, we don't have all this. I don't know how you call it in English, but all this kind of sweets and flowers period is the phrase in Russia. Yeah, so where everything is too emotional, like everybody's kind, yes, and everybody's trying to say all the good words to each other. Now everything is quite formal. Yeah, so can you please help me to do this? That's it. So the formal question, nothing special. The problem is that I would outline here, talking about men, and the thing is that, guys, I don't want to boast, yeah, but I would say that I'm quite a bit above the average if we talk about the responsibility that men have. Yeah, but the thing is that me myself and my wife knows this. She hears this, but sometimes I tell you, like, you know, I would like to have more feedback from you, more appreciation from you, because like, and that I'm helping her. Yeah, and then and I really want this. I really need this. And the problem is that then she says, "Do you understand that there are both of us living here? So actually, you are not just helping me, but you are actually helping yourself as well."
That's good.
Yeah, that's the
That's
point.
good.
And I'm like, man. So I'm two times an idiot. Yeah. First of all, that kind of I approached her with this question. Secondly, that I don't understand this myself. So yeah, indeed, I am doing some kind of stuff for myself as well. But as a man, I do really want to see some appreciation, even if we are talking about some daily routine. That's the thing that I would say. Despite like being a couple for several years, yeah, despite having all these processes kind of working, like daily operations, yeah, already in place. Anyway, every time I want to have a good feedback. That's my male point of view.
I love this. I love this. You said a lot of great things. I think there's a lot of value. One thing that I would highlight, in a relationship, when you are having good conversations, when you're treating each other with respect, you're not just helping other person, you're helping yourself, because you're getting a better partner in return. You're getting a better household, better peace of mind, everything. So this is awesome. Looks like our other guest is actually here. So before I bring her on, Zangieff, real quick, I want to be respectful of your time. You are more than welcome to stay and be just also continue to interact. But if you need to go, you certainly don't have to stay. I want to give you the opportunity to plug in your YouTube channel, tell people a little bit about your YouTube channel. Certainly, I've seen a couple videos. He does amazing job with reactions. Some videos are very funny, very informative. So take a look at it. Give him at least consider subscribing and watch a couple of his videos. But please tell people more about the channel a little bit.
Yeah, thank you very much. Once again, guys, I indeed have been doing some reaction videos. Probably I will get back to making them, but now when it is summer and the weather is not bad, I'm really inspired, yes, to be making some vlogs. And I'm saying like, hey, I'm now going to be a real vlogger without all these copyright issues and whatever that I get when making the reaction videos. But anyway, so yeah, if you would like to have a bit more insight about Russia, about the people, about the locations, especially Moscow, because I live in Moscow. I was born in Moscow. Please check out the channel. Yes, I don't have that many videos right now, but I'm right in the beginning of this journey. Anyway, I'm always accessible, or kind of, yeah, language barrier. You can
available.
Available.
Your
Yeah,
English
yeah.
is great, by the way. Your English is amazing, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Indeed, I did not live anywhere abroad, so I learned my English being in Russia. Yeah, so the only English-speaking country I've been to was the UK, just for a couple of weeks. I had to go to the language school, but I already knew the language, so for 2 weeks I was just drinking Guinness, and that's it.
Please tell again the name of the channel, name of your channel.
Yeah, it's Zangieff. This is my Russian surname. And as well, this is some kind of maybe reference for the Street Fighter character that you might know.
So let's see if I spelled it correctly. I think, hold on. Oh, it's over there. I see it. So it's 2F, just like it's spelled over there with 2 Fs. So tell me if this is correct. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. Tell me if I spelled it correctly. Like this?
Yeah, that's right.
So this is just these letters, nothing else is the name of your channel, correct?
That is right. Actually, you can do another thing. You can just... Anyway, maybe I will do this later. You can leave a link, yes, to the chat box as well. But still.
But I wanted to leave it in here for at least a moment. Take a screenshot, check out his channel. Zangieff, really cool videos. Another creator from Russia. Drop a lot of gems, gave a lot of value to the people. My friend, thank you so much. Completely up to you. You are more than welcome to stay and hang out. If you need to go, no pressure. Value your time. So
no, I can be speaking for a lot of time, but let me respect you, your time, and your guest. And maybe we'll have another live stream later.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining. Have a great day. До свидания, my friend.
Да, давай, удачи. Пока, брат.
Okay. Счастливо. All right, with that being said, if you haven't had a chance to take a screenshot or write down the channel, please do. Give him at least, give him a shot and check out some of his videos. Amazing stuff today. With that being said, let's go ahead and bring our other live guest. Hello, Masha. How are you?
Hi. Yes, I made it. Hi.
Thank you for being here. You in Germany, correct?
Yeah, I'm in Berlin, actually.
Berlin, Germany. Thank you so much for joining. So
let me figure out what I'm looking. Yeah, is it good?
Yeah, we can see you. If you move the camera just a little bit further, so that way, like you can be in the camera. Yeah, perfect.
I'm trying.
Wonderful. So maybe you subscribed to the channel just recently, right?
Yeah, just a few days ago. Actually, I found you guys.
Yes, and you had some amazing comments. You shared some amazing stories already. Really appreciate you taking the time and really being active on the channel. So maybe just tell a little bit about yourself, like how did you end up in Germany, or whatever you want to say to introduce yourself.
Oh wow, yeah, I'm just sweating still from outside because I've been like really biking hard to get back home and no connection whatsoever. I actually wanted to talk to you from outside. It was really amazing weather. Nevertheless, yeah, well, I'm from St. Petersburg originally. I was born and raised there, and I'm your sort of your female version of Yuri, I would guess, concerning the immigration, the first immigration. So I've been living in Germany since I'm 16, and yeah, this is where I'm at the moment.
How do you like it? How do you like it in Germany compared to being in Russia?
Oh, it's a big question. It's a bit long, though, and I happen to live different places since then as well. So it's not only Germany, but I can't answer it with like it or dislike it. It's a bit too complex. But I'm glad I'm rather abroad than in Russia, to be honest.
Fair. It's fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry
well,
for shaking. I'm trying to keep it stable, but I'm just like trying to figure out to do it with my computer. So bear with me.
I got you. No problem. Let me ask the same question that I asked my friend Zangieff, since the topic of today's stream is how to make your significant other feel special. What is your take on this? How do you make your significant other feel special?
Well, my significant other at the moment, I don't have, like, my significant other at the moment is my daughter, but like that put aside, I think to your topic, I actually listened to you guys before talking, and to you as well, and I would agree that it is definitely, for me, more than anything to start with, is to listen to the other person, to actually first figure out, like, first for yourself where you are at, who you are, and then when you're willing to actually listen to someone else, to go ahead and do that and to be very attentive, like before you jump into anything or any conclusions, just to open your eyes, open your ears, be there, and yeah, soak it in. Like, and that is actually already a lot to ask of some people, because not mostly, but it can happen a lot, that people are so observed with themselves that they don't even like look past that. So it is already like a big one, I would say. And yeah, while you're listening, like, yeah, make your thoughts onto, like, are you actually on the same page? Can you agree with what you hear? Is that something that can like develop or not? And from there on, like, the more you agree with what you hear, I would say, you would probably also, like, it will be so natural to show you liking someone. It's not like a big deal, actually. It'd be just like generating into the other person, most likely. And if there are some concerns, you'd probably notice it. Like, your intuition will tell you, and this is where it starts to be tricky. But to show, I think, also, like, in the context of like international relationships, is one, like, I would just mention one that I find very important, is that someone is actually showing you that they are interested in your culture and your language, which I find, like, that is one of the most, like, this is strong if someone is going there with you.
Yeah, those are really good points. When somebody shows interest in you and in your culture, and when they communicate with the intention of learn more about you, that makes a big difference.
Well, but it's also like, I mean, it can be also like, how do you like your coffee, or what do you drink, coffee or tea? You know, like this is where it's actually starting. Like from there on, it's more about like knowing that the other person, like trying to get to know them as much to understand them. Like trying to understand someone is already like a biggie, I think, because if you don't care about the person, you wouldn't even like, why bother? You know, like there's so much more to. So it is already a sign if someone is really into you or interested in you, or you are interested in someone, you will probably like the signs will be all over the place, you know, like they'll be memorizing how you like your pizza, for example, because I listened the other day to your other video there, the other conversation, if that's with ananas or without, you know, like that kind of stuff. Before
Yeah,
it
yeah,
gets
yeah.
serious, I think, yeah.
Yeah, there's a big difference when you have conversation with someone who is engaged, right? Who's
Yeah.
actually listening. Because you mentioned like signs and memorizing what person's saying. And if you enjoy company and conversation, things kind of come natural, right? Like without even trying, you can remember things about the person, right? That person is sharing with you.
Yeah, totally. Well, they have time, obviously. Like, I mean, this is another thing. They have time to invest in you. Like, they don't just like, they're not there. And obviously, another one is like to follow up with the actions for your words. Like, this is like another level. If someone's not just dropping big words, but really doing it. And I think this is like also a bit of a Russian thing. Like, you have to. This is what we get also taught, like actions count more actually than words, although it is very specific to each individual, I guess, but still. Yeah.
Doing versus talking.
Not necessarily versus talking is important. Like it's great like to have actually an actual conversation with someone who's like who's not like in the phone or busy with something else. Like they are there at least at the moment when you are engaging, you know, like, and probably making you also afterwards feel that it's all not for nothing, like all the talking, that it is leading up to something like further.
I understand. Yeah.
I guess.
So I'm curious, but thank you for sharing that. I think there's a lot of great points that you made. You mentioned that you lived in different countries in Europe, right?
Not only in Europe. Yeah, it's a bit of a story, but yeah, in short, I have been living in Germany since 1993. But for the say past 7 years, I have been commuting sort of between Portugal, New Zealand, and Germany. And yeah, so that's like that.
So the reason I ask that is because I'm curious to know your perspective, your opinion. Do you deem men more similar in other countries or different? So the other words, men in general, are they culturally really diverse? Can you tell different traits in men from different countries, or is more of a similar traits in men around the world that you witnessed?
That is a question. Well,
that just came to me. Sorry, that just came to me.
Well, like it actually reminded me because that other talk that you had, you guys, like I actually thought, oh whoa, and that I had a lot to say when it came to Russians, even.
Yes,
like,
of course. I would like to. I would like to know comparison with Russians too. If Russians are different, you know.
I think and I also I think I'm not even at all typical Russian woman, girl, whatever you want to put it, especially because I was exposed to so many cultures, since I left Russia. This is no near what people in Russia right now, when I every time I go back, which is not gets rarer and rarer, is like, to me, sometimes a cultural shock, because when I left Soviet Union, I didn't live like Russia nowadays. It's a completely different place and people. But like Germany, like, well, yeah, I think I can tell that definitely, like in Germany, after years living here, I would say a little bit I get the idea of how men maybe take here as well. But again, like my last relationship, which is like a father of my child, he is like New Zealander, but with Holland and German roots, sort of, but born and grown up in New Zealand. And this is like a totally different story. But I can't tell for him being like exactly like all the other New Zealanders, because I think people are very different, but they just take in certain traits of the culture because they have to sort of be part of it and live in it, and like not to be an outsider. But I don't know, maybe I'm too far off your question. So what exactly was the question? If the men are too different culturally?
Yeah. I was wondering, if you see more differences in men from different countries, if you can,
Yeah.
like, kind of put distinction between them culturally speaking. Do they act? Do they behave differently? As men from different countries, do they do different things? Do they attitude different towards women? Or do you feel
I would
like
say
it's,
so.
You would
I
say
would
so?
say so. Yeah, and also not only that, but depending on the age as well.
Okay.
And like the background. Absolutely. Like I would say so, yeah.
Is there any particular man that in a country that you not like the most, but kind of like you connect with the most? Is there a country in the world that you would say that like you connect with men there the most, as opposed to other countries?
This is a great question, because like ever since I left Russia, I wasn't seeking Russian men's company at all. Like there was nothing.
Bye, Russian man. Bye bye. See
So
you later.
there was nothing that I wanted to deal with at all.
No,
I'm telling you.
and look, this is, I mean, like, it makes sense. Actually, it makes sense, because especially maybe depending on experiences you've had,
Well, hardly any, because I mean I left with 16. I mean I had like maybe a school like sweetheart, like what would you say, but it was like so innocent and like nothing compared to what I then experienced here. It was a culture shock, totally. Like I was used like my brother, being my guide and bringing me places and looking after me when I went dancing. It was like different universe, and like the way the dudes like address women here or girls then, I just wasn't used to that at all. It took me years to get like into that mental space to understand what was up.
Yeah.
Like no, and again, like I mean I I think I'm maybe just a little bit not the very like typical example, because I ended up having like completely multicultural friends, like circle. I mean, from people like one of my best friends are in Portuguese, or like I had Brazilian group of friends for quite a while here. American. I have an American friend living in Portugal. Is like very great American friend. And then again, like New Zealanders, Australians, like this is so like, and this is also the why I'm living in Berlin, because it's like that kind of place that people come here from all over, like you don't have to limit yourself to just your own culture, your own language. So it was like for a long, long time, I would say I was just intentionally taking myself out of that. Yeah. So yeah, well, but again, like it's great to see that there are people out there, like being a bit in a similar source and like living abroad, because I think that makes a lot of difference if someone just never left their own country, as well, or they traveled, or they're cultured, or they speak different languages, or whatever. Like that is like Yeah. So I would say there is a huge difference in how men approach women from different cultures and
Nice.
in different times and places. Absolutely.
Nice, nice, nice. Um, I want to ask you one more thing. I want to be respectful of your time. Thank you so much for joining. By the
It's
way, your
okay.
English is amazing, so it's great.
Okay.
The majority of my audience are women. It's somewhere between 85 to 90% women. So
Yeah, noticed.
and obviously, it's super cool to have this community, amazing individuals. We all come together, we share. But I mean, obviously, a lot of things that I talk about it from my own man's perspective, from idealistic perspective. So I'm curious to know from your woman's perspective. What would your advice be to women when they how to interact with men when they meet new men? What would you say the best way to interact with men? You mentioned a couple of things, but just in a general sense, what would you say?
Well, first thing, I guess it's very important, like what place I coming from. Like, I coming from the place you just like opening up for meeting new people, just in general. Like, are you just open in like to meet men, women, doesn't matter really. Like, but before even it comes to like opening up yourself to a man, I think it's a good thing to figure out about yourself, like where you're standing, what are you looking for, and what you have to offer. And from there on, I think it's like just in general, it's nowadays rather still important to open up to people. Like, otherwise, you just don't go there. Like, stay home. I don't know. Don't go places. Just be open and I think, just be yourself as well, because after all, it is really all about your life. Like, this is your life. You can deny access, you can allow people to enter your life. It's all up to you. But this is what I would teach my daughter, I guess, as well. It's just like, get out there, make friends, like, be like, don't try to fit into someone's like ideas about how women should be, men should be, relationships should be, because all those things you can only figure out one-on-one with someone that you actually do connect with, because it can be like 20, 50 people passing, like, and you're like, hey, hi, hey, and it's all cool, and maybe like some you don't like even, but after all, maybe you see that one and you say like, hey, and then there you can build up on that, because you can't just be all over the place. You have to still focus, like, where you're going, like, what is that you want. And I think from there on, all the relationships are different, because it can be you're just like not even looking for one, maybe you're just about having fun, or you are like super serious about it. But it's like important to, in the first like stages of it, to actually listen and talk, to be like aware of what is the situation. Are we here for the same thing? Like, before you go places you don't even want to go, maybe too dark places, or it's not even like your path. You have to determine that a bit, and be clear, be honest. Like, I think this is the one that you've been guys talking as well. I'm so for it. I'm like for brutal honesty, unless you really like playing games, but that is just really your problem. But I think this is not to play games with people's lives. Like, you have to be communicating, or learn at least, if you're not there yet, like, what is it that you want, and listen to their needs and see if you can actually fill out the shoes or not. Like, and be like, okay, well, if that's not even that, like, you can still go further, and maybe along the way down there around the corner you'll find another one. Like, this is it, I think.
I love it. There's a lot of wisdom that you just drop on people. I took some notes. A lot of interesting points. Very, very cool. Well, I also want to give you a chance to ask me any questions. I don't want it to be one-way street. Do you have any questions for me at all before I let you go?
Well, I'm not questions, I guess. I'm just really happy that I happened to find this platform. I'm thankful that someone did the work and put it all up there so people can meet and talk. And it's amazing because I was like, man, I would actually like to find a community where you can like exchange, and it's not only a talking head from the screen talking to you, but interacting and engaging, and the topics are great. So I'm actually like, for now, I don't know, like I'm overwhelmed. There's still a lot to catch up on. I'm really happy that I find you guys, and you, Yuri, like really amazing job. Thanks for like creating this all and doing it.
I'm happy that you found this channel as well, Masha. I really, really am. You have that very positive energy radiating from you, and you definitely like sharing a lot of personal stuff. And I think, when people see that, they also realize that, it's okay to share. And then, you kind of encourage another person to open up and I don't know, it's something about it, It's something about this when
well, you have to be definitely not in such a vulnerable place so that you're like all, you talked about it, about uязвимость and that, or like you have to be a bit, over it, I guess.
Yeah, but, of course. But like everybody share what they're comfortable with.
Totally,
I'm also not sharing things that I don't want to share. There's always going to be private element and things that people don't want to talk about. It's completely understandable. But I think it's nice when people do come together and do share and have these conversations and can just have a good time together.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Thank you so much for taking the time. I know you had a hard time at
no,
first.
No, it was not hard at all. It was just like it didn't work. Like
but you persevered. You found a way.
I did.
You found a way. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for joining. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Take care. My friends, it's been so much fun so far. We are at 1 hour, 37 minutes, and I still have things to share with you to finish up this amazing live stream. I see a lot of interaction going on in the chat, which makes me truly happy. We have people coming in and out of the chat. I see there are a couple other people joined. So thank you all very much for being here. I really, really appreciate that. Let me go ahead and get to the next points that I wanted to get to, because that's going to be important to finish. Okay, that's going to be important to finish the agenda, because remember, on the agenda, I was going to talk to you about my list to make your significant other feel special before we get to announcements. So I want to get through this really quickly, okay? First, when we talk about my list, how to make your significant other feel special, we need to understand that we are going from SOS, save our souls, to significant other feeling special, okay? As I was typing this in, I was like, this is funny abbreviation, SOFS. And then I was like, if you remove letter F, it becomes SOS. And so is the relationship, right? You can probably relate to that, some of you, that the relationship can go from making somebody feel special, having a great time, to SOS, save our souls. Right? Type of situation. We want to reverse that. We want to go from, hopefully, you don't even get to the point where you have the SOS relationship, but we want to either reverse it and make it to a good relationship or stay with the good relationship. So my first suggestion is, it's kind of funny, actually, that I'm even wrote this down because I feel like it's been mentioned 3 or 4 times on this live stream already today. we talked about listening quite a bit. And so I think for men, it's important to listen. And for women, it's important to watch. Men tend to not want to listen. And I'm generalizing, but a lot of times it's the case. I think we can get kind of irritated quickly when we're having these conversations. We can lash out, we can ignore. We not necessarily build naturally to just sit down and just listen. Whereas women build in a different way. Women build, like if you pay attention to women, how they interact with their girlfriends, they can talk for hours. And it's just conversation. They might not necessarily be like a one particular, like ending point of the conversation, but the conversation goes on. Men communicate differently. You're not going to probably see two guys communicating in the same ways that two women do, but it's important to recognize. It's important to recognize so we can understand that as men, we do need time to listen. The case in point is, I had a conversation with my mom the other day, and my mom sometimes called me in this particular time, it was some issues with, not like serious issues with the car, but there were some settings in the car. She took her car to dealership, and they were working on the car, and that they end up changing some settings that she used to in the car. And, for my mom is a big deal. She's set in her ways. She used to, when she backs up, she has two lines, that kind of curving in reverse, showing where the car would be going. She did not have those curving lines anymore, right? So just one example. She called me and she was frustrated. She was upset with the situation, and she was talking. And at the moment, I realized there's really, nothing I can do at the moment for her. We FaceTime. I kind of like try to tell her, well, click this button, click this button, so we try to troubleshoot it remotely, but there is something that dealership needs to do. Point being, even though I couldn't do anything at the moment, I just sat and I kept listening. And you know what's interesting that happened afterwards? My mom thanked me afterwards for just listening. And I thought to myself, well, that's interesting. It's my mom. I could have said like, Mom, I don't have time for this right now. Mom, what do you want me to do? I'm not saying all this to make myself look good. Like, to truth be told, I did think about cutting this conversation short and saying, Mom, what do you want me to do about this? But the end result of the conversation made me realize that she was just thankful for the fact that I was just listening. She did not necessarily wanted me to have a solution for her. She just wanted to tell me. And I don't think that I'd realized that before, that sometimes it's just about simply hearing somebody out. So for men, listening. For women, is to watch. The case in point, earlier, I demonstrated to you in my DM to where a lady was asking a question. She was asking a question, what can I do for him to like me? That was the actual question. What can I do for him to like me? And I think in a lot of times for women, based on how man interacts with you, based on what man says or does not say, women will have these perceptions in their mind. He must not like me because he's not communicating the way that I imagine he should communicate with me. Well, in reality, you need to watch what he's doing. You need to watch the actions. You need to watch, is he actually communicating with you? Is he actually taking the time to talk with you? Maybe it's not to the point that you expect. Maybe it's not exactly how you've imagined it, but the point remains the same. I mean, he's present. He's there. He's making his best attempts to be there and to communicate with you. So for women, it's important to watch what man does, not necessarily just what he's saying. That's number one. Feel free to disagree with me. I'm sure many of you will. And that's okay. Number two, uplifting your partner. Isn't it great when you are with someone who can make you feel good? Who can make you feel that you are worthy? Because a lot of times, once the initial honeymoon phase wears off, it's like graveyard, right? People don't seem to do these extra little steps for each other anymore. But to be honest, in order to uplift your partner, you don't need any special superpowers. You just need to say something nice occasionally, or do something nice occasionally, right? It's not that difficult to uplift somebody, but it will make somebody's day. Uplift your partner. Similar point, but a little bit different. Make them feel important. When they do something well, recognize that, acknowledge that. When they wash dishes, tell them like, hey, I noticed that you washed the dishes. I appreciate that. When they clean a house, or maybe they treated waitress very well, make them feel important. Tell them like, hey, you might have just made somebody's day with the way you treated that waitress. Good work. As people, we like to hear these things. We like to hear being acknowledged. Anybody can bang you, okay? Transition. Did you like this transition? This was like going from a house music to a hardcore rock. That was a very, very rapid transition. Anybody can bang you, and you can bang anybody. That's not going to make anybody feel important. It will give people attention. Is it the same thing as making somebody important? Valuable. Maybe that's a better word. Making somebody feel valuable. That's different. You can give somebody attention, but you are actually making feel valuable. When you acknowledge them for them doing something well, you make them feel valuable and important. Number 4, create experiences. Anything can be experienced. Going to the grocery store could be an experience. You can literally go to a grocery store, discover a new snack that you can eat with the new hummus, with the new turkey combination, and you can have fun doing it. It's not just about snack. It's about going in the car, listening to music, cracking jokes, or going to the beach together, playing frisbees. All smiles, baby. Experiences. And look, the thing is, you can make anything fun. These daily things that people feel like it's mundane, they don't have to be. It doesn't mean it's going to be celebration every single time. We're going to grocery store. Hey, amazing. Like, no, it doesn't have to be that way. You don't have to act. You don't have to, do things that make you feel weird. You can do it in your own unique way, to sprinkle your own little personality into it. Your personality. What is your unique personality that's going to create an experience? Because there's only like, there's only you who can be you. Create experiences. Remind them why you chose them. Don't assume that they know. When is the last time you told them why you chose them? Not actually the fact that like they're good looking. That's easy. Not even the fact that they're funny. Hey, I chose you because you're an intelligent person, because you like me. A little bit of humor. A little bit of humor. That was just a joke. Hey, I chose you because you are so good at listening. Hey, you know, you are so understanding. So even when I mess up, you still somehow manage to still be there for me. Hey, you know, I really enjoy being with you because you go an extra mile to care for me. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice to hear that from someone? Is it difficult? Is it too much to ask to say that to people? Remind them why you chose them. They deserve it. If you with them, they deserve it. Number 6, respectful feedback, even when you are mad. That's hard to do. That's not easy. They might be doing something dumb, and you thinking about it, oh my God, like this person is really getting on my nerves right now. Like he's an idiot or she's an idiot. Like why are they doing it? I have no time for this right now. I have no patience. They behave like a child. You can say that that way to them. But understand, that's not going to make them feel good. If anything, it's probably going to make them feel alienated. Another hard word. Right? How can you still provide respectful feedback? Even when you're mad. Because when you do that, people inherently know. I feel that majority of people inherently know when they're doing something wrong and when they're treating somebody wrong. And if they don't, it's a whole different story, okay? So let's just assume that they do. Let's just assume that people know when they're doing something wrong. When you approach them and you're still going to interact with them in a respectful and calm manner, even when you're mad, even when you know they've done something wrong, that should make somebody really think, I have something special here. Because I know I messed up, but my significant other did not my significant other did not wreak chaos. You like that? My significant other did not wreak chaos on me. They did not let me have it. They actually put me in the patient, nurturing way, even though I was the one in the wrong. Respectful feedback, even when you are mad. Number 7, ask yourself, how can I add value to their life? Because what happens a lot of time when we meet somebody, I speak for myself. It's okay. I put myself out there. In the past, a lot of times, my perception was, what can I get out of it? How can I benefit? And I'm not suggesting that I went through this total transformation and I'm just like asking myself this question the moment I meet them. No, there has to be, a period when you realize like you really want to date that person long term. So maybe this is not conversation for the first few dates, but once you establish the fact that you like that person and you're both interested in pursuing further relationship, then this is really relevant. How can I add value to their life? Because what do we like as people? We like value. We seek value. We want to be with certain individuals because what? Because we imagine that our life could be better as a result of it, or that we can get something out of it, right? So when you come in with this attitude and you are posing that question to another person, or to yourself rather, how can I add value to their life? This could really separate you from many other people who are just seeking something to gain from the relationship. Totally different approach. But guess what? Companies, let me make an example in the business world. Companies that focused on adding value to customers always win. They always win. Because if that's the focus, if the competition is not a focus, if the bottom line is not a focus, which I realize for most companies probably is, but if the focus is the customer and you do everything to do right by the customer, these type of companies that end up being the top in the world, because the focus is on the correct thing. Focus is on the customer. That's the reason why you're in business in the first place. So how does it relevant to a relationship? If relationship is focused on another person, you are winning, assuming of course that person is worthy. But again, that's you already established. Once you establish the fact that this person is worthy, if you can bring and add value to their life, you're going to win, just like these businesses would. Ask yourself, how can I add value to their life? Number 8, make it feel like home. This might be the most broad suggestion of all of them, because I love home. I love home. Home is not a house. Home is a place of peace. Home is a place of love. Home is a place of protection. Home is a place of understanding. And if you can create those things in your relationship, you're going to make your significant other feel special. I think it's up to every single one of us to figure out what those things are. But if we can, we are in a good position. We're in a position to make something really, really special out of our relationship. Make it feel like home. Those are my suggestions, my friends. I hope it's helpful. I know it may be a little bit philosophical. We have 83 comments since I started talking, so good luck to go through all of that. I appreciate you, by the way. Please don't take it like me complaining. I love it. I love it. Love it. I might not just be able to get to all of them, but I'm just going to scroll through and highlight a couple of them really quickly and see what we have going on. I love the interaction here in the chat. I think I could just be sitting here and let you interact, and it still would be just as good, right? Because there's a lot of great conversations going on in the chat room. It's amazing. It really is amazing. I appreciate that. Your mother said, think of it this way. You're brave to go live. Not many of us have the gumption. I think somebody got to. I think it was pertaining to Felicia's comment. Felicia is brave. That's for sure. Felicia's been on a live stream 3 or 4 times now. At least 3, maybe 4. Huge shout out to Felicia for being an incredible supporter and just incredible like motivator and super kind voice. So in general, you know, even offline, you always find way to support and to provide a word of encouragement and a lot of kindness and a lot of support. So I really, really appreciate that. Let's see what else we have. Let's see what else we have. Looks like we have a comment from Lindsay. I always think about going live, but by the time Saturday gets here, I'm so tired from working 60 hours that I just don't have the energy to do much other than listen. And completely understandable. It's a lot of hours to put in, Lindsay. So I appreciate you being here and just engaging in the community and listening. Still really appreciative of your time. Let's see what else. Thank you, Strong Ballerina. I appreciate that. I hope that you got value out of that. I hope that some of those things resonated. You know, a lot of people, Letitia said I'm an introvert. A lot of people are. And I don't know. I can't even define if I'm an introvert or an extrovert. I think I have both. It may seem like I'm an extrovert, but there is a lot of traits that I have that also kind of introverted in nature. So, you know, I think there is a time and a place. There is a way, that's what I'm trying to say, to make it work, even if you're an introverted person, you know? But I get it. I understand it. My friends, I know I didn't get to a lot of comments today. I have a couple announcements to make, as I promised to you in the beginning of this live stream. We are at 2 hours. I think it's a good time to start wrapping up. Before we do, I'm going to tell you what's coming up next. So stick around. I'm going to look through your comments in the replay. I know I didn't get to all of them. We would be here over 3 hours if I went through and you know, highlighted each one. So I hope you understand. But let me go ahead and make these announcements really quickly. Next Saturday, next live stream, July 17th at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, USA. My friends, I will have a live guest that is a really, really amazing individual. He's another influencer. We already scheduled the stream. He's going to come in. He's on the West Coast. I'm going to introduce you during the live stream. He will bring a lot of value, not just about relationship, but about business, about anyone who is wanting to start your own YouTube channel or interested to increase your online presence. He would be an incredible person to talk to. So prepare your questions. He is an influencer, a content creator, and somebody who generates business online via YouTube and via other social media platforms. So I'm so looking forward to connecting with him and really delivering more value to every single one of you. Please mark your calendars. You're not going to want to miss this. I have a feeling that it's going to be a really, really special one. Really special one. Next weekend. So please come back next Saturday, 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. We have a very special, what is the word for it? Oh my God. I'm thinking landmark. It's not a landmark. Oh my God. It's not a segue. That I'm letting you into my mind. This is the crap that goes through my mind when I'm trying to find the right word. It's a mark, right? It's a mark. And anybody getting my drill? My thrill? Milestone. Thank you. Your mother, you saved the day. Now you know the struggle is real. The struggle is real. When you fall flat on your face during live streams, this is as real as it gets, yo. You think I'm faking this? I'm not. I am not faking it. This is brain fart at its finest. So, milestone. What would I do without you all? We are approaching a very special milestone, 1,000 subscribers. With that being said, there is going to be special edition live stream coming up. Whether it's going to happen on Saturday or not, to be announced, to be decided, because I want to make it close to the point when we reach this 1K subscribers. I just checked with 936. I think I was at 930 or 928 this morning. So apparently it's growing fast. Maybe because I brought Zangieff and some of his subscribers also subscribe to my channel. But either way, it's really hard to tell when this time will come. So please stay informed. Stay in tune with me via YouTube. Follow me on Instagram because I'll be posting stories on there to make announcements, and make sure you are staying up to date when that's going to be happening, because we're going to have some fun. We're going to do some acknowledgments. We're going to do some reminiscing, I guess, reviewing some fun things we've had, some fun moments we've had. We're going to really, embrace this community and maybe a few other things. So I don't want to give all the ideas away, but it's coming. It's a very special milestone, getting into 4 digits of individuals who willingly smashed the subscribe button, who wanted to see what this channel is all about. This is a special, special, special occasion. So I'm looking forward to it. Please stay up to date. Please stay tuned with everything that goes on with the channel. Please join the newsletter on mylovemanual.com if you haven't. There is a lot of unique content that's also happening there that you're not going to see on YouTube. Read the blogs. If you sign up for the newsletter, my plan is to create more unique content for the newsletter as well. So be sure to join the newsletter. Also, if you would like more content, check out the Instagram Russian prototypes. Jump on live streams between Monday and Friday. Usually happens between 12 and 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, USA time. This is where you see more of every day of my life. And you get to really be part of it. You get to interact with the community, to ask questions, and just to engage. Because here, we get to engage here, but obviously it's a more of a formal setting with the mic, whereas the live streams on Instagram is just literally taking a lunch break, jumping on, seeing how's everyone's day going, sharing what I'm feeling on that particular day. So just more content for you to engage in. Your mother, you do need to make an Instagram. You do. Nice. Thank you for that. Thank you so much, Tipara. Hopefully I'm not butchering it. I know you told me before. I think it's Tipara. Such a beautiful name. Thank you for being here. Felicia said, you should have a flashback montage of everything you've done with Wind Beneath My Wings, please. I don't even know. What is this song? I need to check it out. Let me just take a picture of this. Let me take a picture of this. I'm taking a picture of myself. I need to see what this song is all about. I appreciate the feedback. All right, my friends. Couple other closing remarks. I want to give a huge shout out to every single person who supported my channel. It means the world to me. I have some amazing supporters, some amazing community. I want to remind you that every single cent that I receive as your support, as your donations, will be utilized for this channel. It all comes back to channel. I'm not going to get any groceries with that. I'm not going to go on vacations with that. None of that. It all comes back into the channel. There are a lot of ideas for the future things. There's a lot of things to do to improve, and all of these resources going to be utilized for the channel. So thank you very much. This is just a way that you can support. You can follow this link on PayPal and select send option, and then sending to a friend would be the proper option to select, because it will come directly to me, to my PayPal channel. Let's look at a few other comments before we depart. We have Obed in the house as well. Appreciate you jumping on, my friend. South Africa is in the house. Amazing. This community is really, really amazing. Tipara is from Chicago. Appreciate you being here as well. So many interesting people here from all over the world. That what really makes this so special and so interesting. I appreciate every single one of you. We are allies. That's for sure. Shout out to Zangieff for jumping on my live stream on such a short notice. We did not plan that. We did plan it with Masha as of yesterday. Shout out to Masha as well. Both of my live guests today were amazing. I really enjoyed the conversation. Appreciate you so very much. I had a blast. And your mother, this is the reason I feel so happy and I feel so joyful, is because there are so many individuals from different corners of the world that can come here and can have a place to hang out, to share, to engage, and to meet each other. And this is very, very special. Very, very special. And I second that, Strong Ballerina. I love this community so very much. This is really becoming something special. It's really becoming something really, really, really special. And I thank you for that. I thank you for that very, very much. For sure, community does love you too. With that being said, there's nothing more left to say than just to thank you. All the announcements been made. All the words been said. Have an amazing weekend, the prototypes. I will catch you on my live Instagram live streams. And I hope that you will come back next weekend for another amazing edition of Russian Prototype live stream with a very special guest. Until then, be blessed beyond measure. Treat everyone as you would want to be treated. Do something fun this weekend. And don't forget to drink water. Peace out, the prototypes.